Everybody. Welcome to Yoga with Chase. I guess breathe in. I don't know. I took a class one time from this girl from Bali. We banged all night and she told me about yoga. So breathe in, I guess. And then look around at your surroundings, I guess. And then look at this tribal tattoo that's on my arm that says the secret to the world ends in beer. And imagine yourself in a beer. Namaste. And then you can stretch or whatever. I thought they were going to bring a real yoga person on.
I thought when they said, I went, okay. And then when they said I kind of was, we live in Los Angeles. I know a lot of yoga instructors. I was a little bit offended for them.
Both of us could have led this.
I just kind of thought, this is an insult to yoga instructors.
I think
they had to get accreditation for that.
Previously, I've seen them bring people on other boats. Maybe with Sailing Yacht, that's just not possible. They brought in yoga people. But I think with this charter, these people are just, they're in on the joke. But
Yes. I also didn't mind because whenever he put his legs up, you could see Chase's huge balls.
I said...
just gigantic, bulbous balls.
There's something about him that his confessional looks are awful, but he's getting hotter to me as he gets douchier on the show. And that's the opposite that usually happens for me.
Is it?
Maybe.
Is it?
I don't like it when men get cruel. I don't think that's hot.
I don't think he's cruel.
No, I'm talking about just that usually... But
you like the line up to it.
Yeah.
This
is below dick BDSM, below deck sailing yacht, or what SY or whatever you clean people want to call
water.
I think it's smoke on the water.
Well, I changed it because it's smoke in the water.
Oh, I thought it was on the water.
I probably wrote it down wrong.
Like Sarah on, on the ultimatum, queer love.
I will say, Chase, though, man, he's just kind of man meat. He's a really he was sitting there with his legs spread and you saw his muscly, sinewy legs.
I would say, and I just thought he is meat for us to look at. There's not much else, just bodily fluids and meat. Man meat. Just a carcass. For us to lust over. And it's so weird. I wrote this down. There's something about, I want a supercut, and maybe someone's made it up. I want a supercut of all the men from below deck past histories changing shirts quickly. And how they pull it up really, really quickly and they have to put another one on. I don't know why, but that's so hot to me.
Maybe we don't have someone make a supercut of that. Maybe you've already got a movie down. Maybe you've already got a movie downloaded that's called Flooded, and you're fine.
But there's something about it where they reveal a little bit, and their mic pack is there. Maybe I need to process that.
There you are.
There's something hot about it, though.
Yeah,
it happens every season.
Okay, sure, it does happen. It's so. I feel, whatever turns you on, turns you on.
I'm saying there's always one of those, someone in editing likes it. No, listen. There's always someone in editing who likes it because they're always throughout the season in almost every episode.
Let's walk this back a little bit. Let's tease this out, as we say in therapy, because I'm a little interested. What is it about the changing of the shirt quickly? Does a man changing a shirt quickly in a hurry remind you of something?
Oh, it reminds me of that they're leaving. And then I can do what I need to do the rest of the day.
That makes sense.
That does get me off.
That makes sense then.
The shot clock has already gone off. And they've already, no showers. I just give them a quick wet towel and they're on their way.
Not even warm, a cold one.
Slap them in their face with it.
Wow. Wow.
But there's just something about them quickly taking their shirts off and putting them back on. I don't know what, and putting on another one. Because they have to do that for when they're
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just
Anyway.
part of their job. But again, doesn't turn me on, but now I
Oh,
understand why.
yeah.
They're leaving. They're probably leaving and having to go home to, and really you don't want to say it, but it makes them look like they're having to hurry and go home to their wife or their other
Oh,
husband.
yes.
Yeah, there
Putting
we
on their
are.
work shirt.
There we are.
Their
There we are.
heterosexual life shirt.
There we are. And everybody, welcome to the show.
Ooh, it always goes back.
I don't blame you for that one, actually. Do we have any announcements? I don't know if we do. I don't think we
Queer
do.
love.
Oh, we do.
Queer love, y'all. Ultimatum Queer Love. The Ultimatum Queer Love is dropping on, I believe, Thursday of this week. The first 4 episodes, that's for our $5 Patreon tier. The first episode you will get for free, like a little bit of drugs.
Well,
And then if you like it, you will talk to us, your dealers.
yes.
And we will say, sure.
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 Have a little more.
Give you just a tip, and if you like it, then you can join Reality Gaze Plus,
Yeah.
RG Plus at the $5 tier. It's very good, y'all. It's very, very, very good.
This is, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's the spinoff of Love is Blind that the Lachey's created in some horrific deal with the devil lab. some like where science went too far.
Too far.
Yeah, and it's this show where marry or move on, where one partner issues them an ultimatum and the other doesn't. One wants to get married, the other doesn't, and then they meet and they kind of get together. 5 couples get together, and then they swap partners like some type of film in the 70s and see if they can live with each other. And maybe they'll leave with the new person, maybe they don't, maybe they leave with the old person, but they have to get married or walk away forever. Or that's what Vanessa Lachey told me last season. But thankfully, she's not on it anymore. It's Joanna Garcia Swisher, also known as Joe Swish.
Joe Swish.
Well, she's not known as that. I've just deemed her that.
Deemed her that. Y'all, it's very messy. Very, very messy.
It is all female or non-binary people who are non-binary people on the show. And
it's a lot of
drama like lesbian drama.
Yep. Ain't no drama. It's we can't say a lot of spoilers, but I will say there's a lot of eye gazing and emotional connecting.
Yep. Way too early.
Way too early. Like first date. Yeah.
It is kind of like that thing where you can just see the garbage, the dumpster floating down the stream and it's on fire. And it's going to hit another garbage dumpster that's also on fire.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
We love it.
It's great.
So Netflix is just killing it this month with that and Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset season 6
on the $5 tier as well. So you can get all that.
Supposedly, or I think this is in real life, Amanza has blocked Chriselle on Instagram.
Really?
Yes, because Chriselle was asked the question, who sells the least at the Oppenheim Group? And she said, Amanza? I don't know, but Amanza got very upset and blocked her. Because we're 14-year-old girls and that's what we do.
Wow. They'll make up.
I don't know. Hope Amanza got rid of that case of gout.
Yeah. We don't know what's going on with the man. Leave Amanza alone. She's very delicate right now.
Although I'm just, in all seriousness, she did put out a post. Someone sent me on a DM. She did put out a post saying it was not cancer. So
good.
We can be happy about that.
Good. Because they didn't really solve that one when the season ended. They just kind of left it up for us to figure out.
Is she gonna live?
We don't know.
Not on season 7.
If she's back, then yay. If not, don't ask.
If not, the first scene is the women at her funeral.
Yeah.
I really miss Amanza. It's a shame we couldn't have caught the demise of her health so quickly
Yeah.
in the hiatus.
They'd be like, "Where's Davina, by the way?" And she pops out of the grave because she dug it. She's like, "I'm down here."
Someone help me get out. My foot won't let me get up.
Anyway, y'all, lots of good stuff.
Oh.
So let's jump into this episode 7. What's your first teabag, Poods?
This is another Chase related. Who is basically like unseasoned turkey, like turkey cold cuts for me. He is not interesting, but for
He's
some
not.
reason, he's who I'm talking about on this episode. I said they're at dinner, and I said Chase is making comments like Father Poodle does, and it kind of pisses everyone off, but he's trying to be funny. It's my father does that, and
Like, give examples. I don't
like
know.
he said, "Oh, this is a really nice dinner here. Well, why'd you invite someone like us?" And
Oh,
girls, you can get a take notes because this is really you'll learn what presentation's supposed to look like, right? Friend.
what? Your dad says shit like that to your
Yes, it's
mom?
really
What
no,
does he
like
say?
he thinks it's the kind of funny that
But it's putting people
feels
down.
yeah, that's but isn't that funny?
That's not funny.
I know. He seems to think it is.
Wow. Does he
I
do that
never
in front
said
of Mother Poodle?
yes.
To her?
Oh, no, it would never be to her. Actually, if he did, he would start he'd laugh and she'd go, "You'll pay." Cuz my mother has a great sense of humor unless it's about her.
That's true.
And then it ends.
And then
And then it's not funny at all. Yeah. But no, this is and I was like the funniest thing is all the women on the boat hate him.
they
Hate
do.
Chase.
They do.
It's there's this corniness, there's this like frat boy born into a life of privilege, but I have refused it.
It's
And
also a try hard. It's like he's trying so
yeah.
I think he's just a little actually socially I bet you that he made most of his friends around sports, and if it's
Oh,
not
totally.
and if he's not doing sports, then he's gonna like he's that awkward guy that doesn't know what to talk about.
And the weirdest thing is I don't believe he's probably that bad. I just think we've
No.
seen the worst like this is a really really uncomfortable person to watch on camera. And it's
Yes.
weird because he's attractive. He should have found a way to pass.
Yes. Yes.
it's
There
it's it's almost like he only got hot like 2 years ago. Like I could have
Mm.
seen that.
Like he was but see, I would think that if he was not hot, then he should be more interesting.
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Maybe
I
you
don't
and I
know.
need to maybe one of us need to privately sit down with him and interview him.
I think we're going deeper than this
I
requires.
think I will say, y'all, he probably is not good in bed, but I am
He has the prettiest penis on the boat.
it's a
The
pretty
most
penis, and
beautiful
again,
penis.
y'all, gigantic bulbous balls.
Yeah.
I
That
hope I
penis,
hope your husband or your car mechanic just walked in to hear me say, "Gigantic bulbous balls."
he has the prettiest penis in Sardinia. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Sardinia.
very just like a pole.
Yeah, and just and pink, but not too pink and assuming.
No, just like newly scrubbed. A newly
Yeah,
scrubbed,
just pretty.
just
Like you'd look at it like even straight men would see a penis just sitting there and it's like, well, that's a right pretty penis.
yes. Sure is, Harold.
I know.
Right pretty.
That's a right
Right.
pretty penis.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Very
Mhm.
symmetrical. Nice
That'd
head on it.
be a good one for your daughter.
What's your next teammate? This is weird. I feel like this is already off the rails. Y'all, we filmed something very early today and we're excited to share it with you.
We're
Both of
punch
us are
drunk.
exhausted from
And
it.
you left those donuts at my house, and I ate them because I didn't want to waste food. So now I'm like sugar.
I wish I was. I'm really
Although
kind of low.
you ate more of the donuts than I thought.
I only ate half of one.
I saw you go in here and you said, "I'm gonna get water." And then you walked in the kitchen and I hear
That's not how I eat. It's like where no one can see me.
It's very excited. We'll be putting that out probably after the last episode of
Follow us on
Toe, so
Instagram. You'll be able to
Instagram
see
and
the
TikTok and
last
Twitter.
episode of 90 Day. It's 90 Day related or
Yes, of Toe, yeah.
related. Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta say, Alex is smart not to hook up with Mads
Yeah.
because he knows where his bread is buttered.
I'd like to butter his bread.
I mean, you know what? I think I need to have sex because I was about to say, I think Alex is better in bed than I thought he was.
Oh, he is.
I know
I think so.
Colin is. I don't think we both rated him very high, but the way he just seems a little more attentive of his surroundings and what's going on, because he gets that Alex isn't dumb. He gets that Gary is gonna fucking throw him under the bus more if he makes out with Mads, and that he needs to. And y'all, Gary is a child. Gary's a little boy, and Alex gets that that Gary's emotionally a 13-year-old boy, and he's
Yeah.
gonna get butthurt about this.
I think what's interesting in this whole thing about Gary, as I said, the Gary and Mads walk and talks, West Wing style. Gary sees Alex come down, and Mads looks at Alex. He's like, "See, point proven." And he's like, "You know exactly what you're doing." And he disarms her this way, and it's not easy to watch. And he finally kind of he kind of breaks a little bit of her boundaries, and she's like, "Well, are you interested in me or not?" And he also knows that she's a little drunk, and and Alex hasn't asked her to make out, so she's like, "Yeah, blah, 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 give me your tongue." The next day, she's like, "Yeah, I was horny, and Alex hasn't found me yet. I've been there, honey."
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to grab the closest person to you.
I mean,
Mads
Mads
is tongue in there.
is Mads kind of your hero?
Yeah, she's definitely my favorite person on the boat this season. I love Colin, but she's my favorite person on the boat this season. I just love her responses.
Well, that's another teabag of realizing that. But
We
can
should
talk.
actually take a quick break. We'll be right back. We got to find a way to sauce a turbo. I've never heard the phrase sauce a turbo said so sexually. And y'all, he gets his turbo. Colin does.
He does.
He gets
Okay.
his turbo.
My favorite line of this whole boat breakdown, this is kind of a little earlier, but my teabag, though, it just goes along with this, is when Daisy's like, "Well, now that the boot's broken down, the pressure's really on us, on the interior team." And I went, "Or the pressure's on Colin to fix the fucking boat, Daisy."
She's a fucking drama queen.
God.
Everything is always at an 11. And it's
And
so
no one has it
predictable.
worse than Daisy.
Always.
No one has it worse. She's not self-involved, but she is a bit of a martyr. No one's got it worse, y'all.
No, you forget what a martyr she is throughout and then they're having a night out and she's kind of herself and she's fun. And then she gets right back into it and crazy. But we kind of let her off with it, but because she's shitty to Gary and it's funny.
Yeah.
And there is something about her. I also need to say, I think it's time that we just get a Parsifal 4. I think we need to retire this vessel.
Yeah, I don't think Parsifal 3 is going to be on it.
I think 3 is quickly losing its edge.
Yeah.
I think if a boat breaks twice in a season, I don't know.
When Captain Glenn said, "I've never had 2 completely unrelated, big, momentous breakdowns of a boat ever," and I went, "That means get a new boat."
Because I don't know a lot about boats, But I know that's what happens with your car, that you need to think about selling that bitch. So I think they need to go to a salvage yard and see who wants
Yeah,
Parsifal 3 and
or
sell
replace
her
the
for
motor.
parts.
They could replace the motor. They could do that.
But there's no Caterpillar parts anywhere.
That's true. Who knew that you'd learn about Caterpillar boat parts?
And the shortage. And Captain Glenn calling every parts place in is this Caterpillar in Torino? See. Is this
The
is this
boats just they just
is
lit
this
flares.
is this Caterpillar France? Oui. No, we do not have the part.
Caterpillar Sweden. Do you have boat parts?
No, Caterpillar. Caterpillar Beijing. Ni hao. It really
Wow.
was calling everyone, and they were like, "Nope, sorry." I love a good comical supercut, because that took hours to
Hours,
film.
hours. But they found it. They
Some
found
they
it.
found it in Amsterdam. You can find anything in Amsterdam. Trust me,
Yeah.
anything.
Anything, y'all. It's a city that gives.
And at 3 a.m.
Yes. Yes.
Amsterdam in the early aughts, I will say, you can find anything, especially if it's illegal in America. Wow. Yeah. And you can see anything too. doesn't matter what it is. You can spin a wheel. the sex show wheel, and just anything you want. It anything involving a prosthetic limb, anything you want to use. Anyway,
I
what
don't
was
know
I?
where we are now. What's your next tea bag?
My next one is.
Oh, I know one too.
Go ahead.
What do you think about the whole? Speaking of Daisy, I think Gary did the right thing because, again, I love her. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna bitch about her, but I love her. But not only is Daisy always an 11, Daisy also doesn't really ever see things from someone else's perspective when she's working. It's interesting. There are kind of two Daisies. When she's off the boat and not working,
Yeah, she's reasonable.
way more empathetic.
Yep.
But when she's in the middle of working and you're like, "Hey, my hair is on fire." No, literally, it's on fire. She's gonna say, "I don't care. Your hair is on fire." Or, like she just
No,
cannot see
it won't be. I don't care. Can't you see mine is too?
Yeah. Well, now I have to put out your hair. So, do you think Gary did the right thing by basically just apologizing
You
when
mean
he
Colin?
or Colin apologizing when he didn't need to apologize?
Yes. I think he knows.
I mean,
I think
Gary knows too. Yeah.
what Colin and Gary even said, uh, uh, you need to just. That's all you can do with Daisy. You need to, because Daisy's always going to be mad at you for some reason, and it's easier to. It tells you the code that these two men live by versus the code that she lives by, which is just could not be more different. For her, it's excellence being the principle, and the being the person in the right in the argument matters the most, and her own principles, and sticking to those, and her own kind of idea of what's right. And those two men are trying to get along.
Yeah.
Which, and I think that's the two type of people in this world, sadly. And I'm glad that I'm just trying to get along in this world. And I have to deal with the diva here who just needs everything.
Just so yeah. Next tea bag. Sure.
Mine, you did yours, right?
I don't know where we are. My sugar's crashing right now, and I'm just going donut,
So-
donut inside.
I assume the boat worked because we were sailing later on. The
Yes.
turbo.
The turbo. It looks like it worked. The smoke cleared, and then but I did notice Captain Glenn, the people on the back of the boat, he's like, "Eh, you're fine here. There's gonna be a lot of smoke for a little bit, but you're fine." And then it just went like it's like the boat went "Bleh," and just burped, and it completely gassed these people with just carcinogenic smoke.
I think Captain Glenn approaches boat service like a carny. It's kind of like, is this safe? Sure it is. The tilt-a-whirl. It's been in operation for 28 years. What you think I would throw my daughter around in this?
Come on, look, there's a seatbelt. Don't know if it latches, but there's one there.
Yeah, I can see. I've got one good eye.
Yeah. Don't ask me how I lost this other one.
It is very carny behavior.
It is.
I was also going to bring one up to think about one comment I heard about Chase. Another Chase thing. Bro, I'm gonna like take some pre-workout, so I'm not gonna shut the fuck up for about 3 hours. I went, that's what life is like when Chase takes like guanine or cytosine or whatever it is.
I don't even know what any of those are.
Well, no, it's like pre-workouts that, oh yeah, my trainer makes me take one now because like they kind of like pump you up and they give you a little more information. There's like sometimes there's caffeine in them. But I just like he's just taking pre-workouts for recreationals.
Just for recreationals.
I just took a pre-workout.
That's when he wants to fuck.
And if a barbell falls out of my head, just put it back in.
Now, Chase hasn't made out with anybody this season, or did he the first episode?
I can't remember. It's been so long ago. I think he tried to make out with, but that's when everybody was making out with everybody.
But now I don't think any of the ladies are going to make out
None
with
of them
him.
are going to want to. No, both Lucy and Mads both want to kill him and fuck, marry, kill.
Did we also see a clip? Did Lucy fall off her bed again?
I think she probably falls daily.
I think they moved the thing off and she rolled off the bed again and they had to re-put it back up.
I blame her big bazoombas. It is not hard. You know, it's hard to balance.
Yeah. I don't know how Chase walks straight with those huge balls. I just would think he would fall forward.
I will say, it's almost like the crew is kind of cartoonish. Like you almost see the woman who, what was her name? You remember like the Police Academy movies? And the woman who was like really, really blonde and breasty in the Police Academy, that's like Lucy. They're like, we need a big-titted blonde girl.
I bet you those movies don't hold up well.
Oh, no. You'd be correct.
Remember the pretty cop who, she would talk like this, and then when she get mad, she'd say, sit down and shut up! God, I love those movies.
Reality Gaze, here to take you through comedies of the 80s.
Well, I'll be honest. That's one of the reasons why I wanted Steve Guttenberg to fuck me down, because he was hot in those movies. God.
Yeah. But yeah, it does feel like we've got clowns on this ship. It's like Lucy was right out of casting.
Yeah.
It is weird. We have two blonde stews.
Yeah, we do.
And one of them American. I think we have way too many Americans this season, I think that's one of the reasons it's less. I think there's less like crazy unadulterated behavior. We have way too many Americans.
We need some Haleys.
Yeah, and we need more Aussies. We need sluttier. We need some Eastern Europeans like Magda.
Although Mads is real slutty.
That's true. She's the exception, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I?
I don't have very much else.
I talked about yoga. I talked about the supercut of men changing their shirts.
You talk about that.
That sounds creepy. I'm sad that I said it because it's. But I do think it's hot. Y'all tell me if you're with me for a supercut of men changing shirts on Below Deck. We've had a lot of seasons.
We need to wrap this up. Yeah, I don't. No one wants to see that.
Well, what's going to happen is Alex is going to kind of falter and not do shit at night, and then
Oh, that's
Chase
happening,
is
yeah.
going to have to tell on him, and so
Which he does, he
now,
tattles.
and I think everyone's going to make it through this season so far. I think the
I think
chef's going to
so.
make it.
But we see next week Gary is gonna tell Alex that Chase tatted on him, so that way he can really build community within his team.
Yeah,
Great job, Gary.
he he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to be a dictator. It's always been like that. He's
Yeah.
just been funny,
Yeah.
and we don't realize it.
And he wants them to hate one another, so they'll like him
He
and just do what he says.
I think he's having his worst season to date as far as editing goes. And I think it was always like this. It's just everyone just goes, "That's Gary."
Yeah.
Sitcom outro. And but yeah, he's getting the
Ooh.
worst edit.
And I think we're getting Colin and Daisy making out next episode, and I'm
We
excited to
are.
see Gary fucking freak out.
He's going to froke. He will have
There's
froken.
been too many clips of him already saying about Alex and Mads of him saying, "I didn't realize I was a jealous person, but I guess I am." Oh, just get ready.
I think it's interesting. He freaks out. Daisy, he says that Daisy cockblocks him. He's doing that to all the other men.
Yeah,
He's just
100%.
not aware of it.
You
And
spotted,
he
you
is
got it.
right. Daisy is trying to cockblock him because she doesn't want her stews getting an STD.
Yeah, it's not because she wants to fuck him, it's because she doesn't wanna she wants to keep her team
Right.
together, yeah.
Yeah, because she's trying to basically keep her team together
Yeah.
so they're not fighting with each other like what happened on season 2 when the stews wanted to kill each other because both of them had fucked around with Gary.
And with that,
That's the show.
That's the show. That's Below Dick, everybody. You can go to realitygaze.com. You know the drill. Follow us there. Please share if you're watching our memes and stuff like that on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. Please share it. We really appreciate that. That's the sweetest thing y'all can do for us. I don't think that's it, y'all. Until next week, well, we will what poodle. We always say if you don't know who to make out with somebody, because after all, life's about getting on a ship, sucking that dick, and what? I don't know. This sugar's
What?
cooking in. This donut, I'm swirling around in my head.
You
I'm
need to
just
eat
going
some
donut.
protein.
I think I do need some protein. Just end this.
Y'all, we say anchors a gay.
Donuts!